Hey guys, so this is the setup that I've got. Finally, I've got it finished and set up. This is how I'm keeping the two subwoofer setup. You probably can see I've got some foam underneath there. I've got them under both subs to give a little isolation. It's that rubber floor matting. But as you can see, that's the 15-inch subwoofer, and these are the two smaller 10s. And when I first hooked it up, I thought, uh-oh, what did I do? And more to the point, never trust your Odyssey or your whatever your mic equalization system you've got. Always check your levels. For some reason, the Denon likes to take my crossovers all the way down and also change a few other things. So at first I thought, man, this is not right. But after getting it set up back to the way I had it and adjusting some levels here and there, I've got to say dead spots have greatly reduced. I used to have quite a few dead spots with just the single 15, but with the two 10s, the SVS PB1000s, I expected to lose quite a bit in low range. I didn't lose as much as I thought. The 15 will dig a little deeper, but it's not outstanding, the difference as far as how deep it'll go. It's just I guess the saturation that you get from having the two subwoofers is really impressive. I didn't have to, I did kind of a reverse subwoofer crawl. And what I mean by that is I used to walk around my room with just the one big sub, and it was corner loaded kind of because that was my only option. I couldn't really fit it right there because of just the layout I have. Yes, I know I could have moved that down a little bit, but I have it placed the way I do for a reason. But anyway, I used to walk around and find a lot of dead spots with just the single sub. Now, I'm going to say this straight out. This is not the fault of the bigger 15-inch speaker. Okay, that's not to say that that doesn't perform well. It performs extremely well, and it's an impressive speaker. But the point of this series is to figure out whether you should go with two smaller subs or whether you should go with one big sub for about the same money, really. And for me, I can say that had I started out with this dual subwoofer setup, I would have been pretty happy. Granted, since I have a website called Subwoofer 101, I'm probably not going to be able to stop there. But this has given me a great opportunity to really experience the dual subwoofer advantage. And it's real. I mean, it's definitely real. In the future, if I was to do this all over again, I'd probably go with, two PB2000s. Because I do like having the little bit deeper extension, a little bit little more depth on the subs. But that said, it's not like I am missing a great deal from just having 10s. I'm going to be living with this setup for a while. I'm going to be checking it out and really, number one, allowing the subs to break in. Some people say that's real, some people say it's not, but I noticed it with the 15, so I'm definitely going to let them break in and really feel and listen to the differences and just kind of live with it, I guess what I'm saying, and see, because I've lived with the 15 by itself for quite some time. I've almost, a year and a half now. So I'm really used to how well that does. And like I said, the biggest benefit to this has been the saturation, the evenness, the fact that you can move from one seat to another and have about the same experience. Now, I still have some zones that are a little more dead than others. I've got kind of a rectangular room here. So, I mean, this room is kind of challenging, but that's kind of the point. You know, if you've got a perfectly sealed room, a single, you know, larger sub might be the way to go. Particularly, you know, if it's near field, if you have the sub right next to you, it might be the way to go. But I'm really impressed. I'm not completely sold, you know, that the two smaller subs is the way to go over a bigger sub. I'm still kind of, you know, chewing on that. I really like the evenness and the even distribution of the bass. I think the perfection, you know, out of these two options, you know, would be the two PB2000s or something like that, two larger subs. I mean, of course, right? That's obviously the real way to go. But if you're trying to choose between, you know, a great big sub and two smaller ones, something like these, the PB2000 or PB1000s are extremely impressive. I did not think I would be as satisfied as I was from the bass that comes out of them, because they're 10s, they're smaller. And there is an advantage to having a bigger speaker, for sure. But where I'm sitting, I like what I'm hearing better. I don't know if that's going to make some people mad or what, but it's just the truth. It's more even coming at me. It's also, I'm getting fewer peaks. Certain levels where you know, the sub really comes through and really it seems to be louder at certain levels. That has tapered off with the two smaller subs. So it's a more even situation. So in those terms, it's better. You know, this was a tough one, really, and it still is. And I'm still going to do a long-term, you know, thoughts on this. I'm still tweaking with the settings. I'm still getting used to it. I mean, shoot, I've only had them set up for an hour and a half, maybe 2. So I haven't had a chance to really go through and listen to everything. But I was able to listen to a lot of the tracks I'm very familiar with. And, you know, I haven't watched a movie on it yet, but, you know, I'm not too worried about it based on how the music sounded so far. But I've got to say, overall, I'm pleased. So anyway, hey, I'm curious to see what everyone has to say about this. This is kind of a biggie to me, but let me know. I'm curious what you guys think. I am certainly sold on the dual subwoofer setup as opposed to one single. So, you know, maybe when you're thinking about what you're going to do, you know, maybe I would kind of put a priority on having the dual setup. And, you know, and I know there's going to be some people that disagree, but man, I've really, the dual setup has been really nice. So anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap this up, but please let me know what you think. Put your comments in and subscribe for more on this little saga and more things like this. So thanks a lot, guys, and appreciate you watching.